What a crazy real estate market we've been living in the last few years, and 2022 has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. So I'm here to provide you with your Southwest Indiana real estate market update. Hey, I'm Dauby with Dauby Real Estate. As I mentioned, 2022 has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride in regards to our local real estate market. And I have some good news for both buyers and some good news for sellers as well. First, I'm gonna start with the good news for buyers. The good news for buyers is that home sales are starting to slow down. In fact, over the last 4 months, we've seen home sales drop 11% compared to the same 4 months of 2021. So that's good news because demand is cooling for homes, and if you're trying to buy a home, less demand means you're going to run into fewer multiple offer situations. You're going to run into fewer situations where homes are going for substantially over asking price. What is causing the slowdown in demand has been interest rates. Since July 4th, we've seen interest rates rise steadily over the last few months. And the Federal Reserve has been raising the interest rates, trying to get inflation under control. So these rising interest rates is affecting mortgage rates, and higher mortgage rates has affected demand and cooled down the number of buyers that are out there. Yes, rising interest rates are going to affect your monthly payment, but there is some good news behind home ownership, obviously. Whenever you buy a home, you are locking in your payment. So if you do a 30-year mortgage, you've locked in what your monthly payment is going to be for the next 30 years. Whenever you're renting, your rent can go up every single month. The other great thing about obviously buying is whenever you're making that payment, a portion goes towards interest, but a portion of it goes towards your equity in the house. Whenever you rent, 100% of the money goes towards the landlord. So when you buy, you can sell that property and you will get that equity out of the property, plus you're living in something that goes up in value, so it's obviously a great financial situation to buy. Other great news for buyers is inventory is growing. At the end of September, there were 676 homes for sale in the 8 counties that we cover. This is the most inventory we've had on the market since June of 2020, so that's some great news as well. The other great news for buyers is it's taking a little bit longer for homes to sell. The average days on market was 22 in October compared to 10 in June. So we're seeing that buyers are having a little bit more time to go look at houses. At the beginning of the year, if a house hit the market, we'd say, hey, we got to get in that house within the next few hours. Now we're seeing that we can take a day or two to go look at houses. You can even sleep on it. You don't have to make rushed decisions. So it's a much better situation for home buyers today than it was a year ago or even 2 years ago. Now, let's talk about some of the good news for home sellers. As I mentioned, at the end of September, there was just 676 homes for sale. Yes, that's the most we've had on the market since June of 2020, but that is still an extremely low amount of homes for sale. In fact, in September of 2019, we had just about 1,300 homes for sale. So we have literally half the amount of homes that we had for sale than we did 3 years ago. So when there's not many homes for sale, we're still able to get multiple offers in some situations. But as I mentioned with the market cooling, it's important that you price your home accurately. In 2020 and 2021, you could overprice your house and the market was increasing so much that the house would eventually sell within those first few weeks. We're seeing that that's not the case anymore. We have to be accurate with our price because we're seeing homes sit on the market longer. As I mentioned, the days on market has grown to 22 days. And so it's important that you're pricing it right to drive that demand and get the multiple offer situations. So it's a very strange time because the market is changing. It's starting to go a little bit more in the buyer's favor compared to the last 2 years. But historically, we're still in a very, very strong seller's market. So it seems very weird for me to say this, but if you've been looking to buy a home in the last 2 years, right now is a great time to buy. But it's also a great time to sell. It's not as good as it was in the last 2 years, but historically, it's still a very, very good time to sell. Now, this obviously is going to vary depending on your location and your price point. So if you have questions about your specific situation, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Again, I'm Trey with Dauby Real Estate, and I hope you have a great day.